Hello there, this is What If Unknown. Now, before I get into the video, I need to say a few things. One, that sorry for the comment, if there was, I'll look at it in a second, I'm recording. Anyway, so for the Nine Tails, like, what if Naruto is fused with the Nine Tails? That will be coming out, soon. It's just that I have to, write down it because it's scripted. And sorry if anybody comments while I'm recording. I'll look at it after the recording. I'm trying to record. Anyway, sorry. I have to write down the script because one of my subscribers was helping me do it. So I have to write it down on a piece of paper because they send it to me through text. So I write it down on paper so then I could read it to you guys and so on. I just haven't had time to write down because of school and also recording issues that I had. So the part will come out soon, or new parts for that will come out soon. So I apologize. And also the 300 now 400 special will come out soon, maybe today, depending how much time I have. And yeah, so I'm sorry if I'm going fast in the beginning because I don't have much time to record. So yeah, I apologize, and let's get into the what if. So where we left off last time was when Naruto, and them, or his team, was basically going to the, Leaf Village for the tuning exams. And now, yeah, so they were going to the Leaf Village, and basically Fu explained to Haku and Rias, that Naruto and her are Tsuruki, and that Naruto was basically abused in his village, but she didn't explain that part. She just said that, they treated him badly, and that, that Naruto doesn't really like the village anymore, and she hopes that Haku and Rias don't treat Naruto and them differently due to their, being Jinchuriki, in which Haku and them replied that they would never treat him because they saved them and so on. So yeah, we reached the gates of the Leaf Village. Now, as you see Naruto, when he goes into the Leaf Village, he's gonna be wearing a mask, kind of, with a hood, kind of. So yeah. So, and he's traveling with the Whirlpool Village is Kage. Ryu. Or not Ryu. That's the Ambu. JK! No. He's, the Waterfall Villages. Yeah, Waterfall Villages Kage. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to hurry up. Anyway, so they reach the gates. So, yeah. Anyway. Now, they give him the papers, and the guards are asking, why is it that your team member, or so on, is wearing a mask? As they say, well, you see, this boy, he had something happen to his face, and he does not like showing it to him. Because it's been scarred up so bad that he doesn't want to. Which is he's not necessarily lying, because Naruto does have scars on his face, and it is very bad. So, technically, he's not lying. So, yeah. As then, basically, the guards say, okay. As they allow him in. Now, Naruto goes, and they're like, what do you guys want to do while we wait for the first part of the training exams? As then, Rias goes, hey Naruto, you like ramen, right? Because I know that we love ramen at the other place. Is there a good ramen stand here? As Naruto says, I don't know. Like, there is a decent ramen stand here. It's Icha. It's pretty good. You guys want to go, or not Icha. No, I'm dumb. I'm sorry. Just go to the ramen stand. I'm drawing a blank today. I'm sorry. 2 hours of sleep will do that to you. So yeah. Anyway. So we go into it. As they go to the ramen place. As the ramen guy goes, so what would you guys like? As Naruto says what he'd like, everybody gets all that. As they're eating ramen, they're talking. As Naruto's still wearing a mask. As he's eating under the mask, basically. As then, basically, a crowd of people are coming towards him. As Naruto is still eating. As then, group of people. So the people are Kiba, Shikamaru, Choji, Sasuke, Sakura, and Ino. Not Hinata, because she's not in there. Because why not? She doesn't, yeah. As they go and sit down next to the people, as they see Riaz with the red hair, and they see Fu with her mint green hair, and so on. And they see a person in a cloak and then, with a sword on their back. But they don't pay much mind to it. As then Kiba, because, Haku's do, but they think Haku's a girl because of how good he looks, No homo. Anyway, let me get back into it. As Kiba goes over to Riaz and says, "Hey, do you want to get out of here and go do something else? Get away from these people?" As Riaz says, "No, thank you." Trying to be polite. As basically he goes and Kiba tries to, because, Riaz turned away. As Kiba tries to basically turn around and say, "Hey, I was talking to you." As then Haku and Naruto basically put their hand on Kiba's shoulder and says, "We think it's best that you leave her alone. She said she doesn't want to talk to you, or she's obviously showing that she doesn't like you or talking to you. So please, leave our friend alone." As Kiba says, "Who do you think you are? You're in the leaf." As Naruto and Haku goes, "Who do you think you are? You're interrupting somebody else's meal for no reason, and you're making our friends uncomfortable. So, I don't care who you are, but if you lay another hand on her," Haku says, as he starts getting some, he basically pulls out some ice senbon, or basically, as he says, "You'll get hurt." As then Kiba says, "What are you going to do about it, tough guy?" Or as Naruto just releases some killing intent. And then he says, "Sir, I believe you should go before you get hurt now." As Kiba's, and basically Akamaru's kind of frightened about this. As he says, "Okay, fine." As he goes back and sits down. As Sasuke says, "Who do you guys think you are?" As then Sasuke notices Riaz in them, and he says, "I know who you're from the waterfall. We were on a mission with you. Where's that blonde-headed boy?" Or I don't remember what color hair I gave him, but whatever. If I had a different color hair, I'll fix it in the next part. It's been a minute. So, anyway, where's that boy with the whiskers? As Riaz says, "I don't know. Don't question it." As Sasuke says, "Whatever." As then as Naruto pays and they leave. As then Sasuke follows them, trying to be discreet. But then they basically lead him into an alleyway, and then Naruto just body flickers. And he says, "Hey, did you say hi? Did you tell that the demon of the hidden waterfall village said hello to Shisui and Itachi? Did you relay that message?" As Sasuke just freezes as he says, "It is you." As he says, "Yeah." As then Naruto says, "Good. Now, why are you following us?" As Sasuke says, I don't know." As he says, "Please," as Naruto says, "Please refrain from following us. That's impolite." As then Sasuke says, "Whatever," and walks away. As then we keep going on. As then the day goes on, and all of a sudden Naruto and them, they decided they were just walking around. They were going to go do the first part of the tuning exams. But then they heard a scream. As Naruto and them and his group walk towards the scream. As then they see, as Naruto's team walks to, and they see Kankuro, Tamari, and they see Kankuro holding up a boy. As they also see the Leaf Genin, that was there, Kiba and them, and so on. As then, they're like, let go of Konohamaru, as Shikamaru said, or not Shikamaru, as Kankuro says, this boy needs to learn some lessons. Need to learn a lesson, need to learn manners from bumping into somebody without apologizing. As he's choking, or he's like, kind of like putting pressure onto Konohamaru, which like throat and stuff. As then Naruto says, hey, as Kankuro turns and sees a masked figure, it just says, who are you? As Naruto says, none of your business, but I suggest you put down the boy. Do you know who he is? As Kankuro says, no, what does that matter? As Naruto goes, he is the third Hokage's grandson. So if you don't want to start a war between the Leaf Village and them, I suggest you refrain and put him down. As then, Kankuro says, I don't care who he is, I'm not putting him down. As then Naruto just disappears and then has a blade, his red sword, up against Shikamaru, not Shikamaru, I don't know why I keep saying Shikamaru, Kankuro's throat. As then he says, if you don't do it, then I'm afraid you'll die before you even get a chance to do anything. As Kankuro goes, I never even saw him move, and he, as he felt, blood kind of drip from his throat, as he says, okay, fine, as he puts down Konohamaru. As Naruto says, good. As he goes and gets Konohamaru, when he says, Haku, take Konohamaru away, as Haku does this. At least he says, good. As Naruto looks looks up and says, and you, why are you just standing there? That's really annoying. You're basically just asking me to feel your blood or killing intent. You're not even trying to hide it. That's a disappointment to a Jinchuriki. As then Gaara said, it's everybody's just shocked, because then Kankuro and Temari just look at him, and they didn't even notice Gaara was there, and they're just like, Gaara. As Gaara does Shushins to the ground and says, who are you? As Naruto says, it's none of your business, but I suggest you refrain from doing anything that can cause panic or anything. I think you should not do anything rash, One Tails. As then Gaara just starts releasing more killing intent, as Naruto just releases just a fraction, and it's just even more than Gaara's, as Gaara just starts getting freaked out a little bit, but he's like, who are you? As Naruto says, I am a demon beyond demons, you could say. As Temari says, I know, where have I heard that before? As Fu says, let's go. They're not worth it. Especially the lonely One Tails is just psychotic, you could say. Doesn't even let his host sleep. Naruto says, yeah, I know, right? As Gaara says, how do you know I have the One Tails Shikaku? Naruto says, 9, 7. As he points when he says 9, he points at him, and he says 7, he points at Fu. As Gaara's eyes just widen, as everybody's just confused. As then Naruto says, and says, hey, if you're still trying to figure out who I am, look in the bingo book. I'm sure you'll find it. Oh, and look up who the water goddess is. You'll be surprised. As then, they, for some reason, coincidentally had a bingo book, and they looked it up, and they saw Naruto's picture in the bingo book, along with Fu's picture in the bingo book as the water goddess, and and so on. And Naruto is demon of demons because, he fights like a demon and he's above, basically, Zabuza on them. As then, they're just, like, shocked. They're like, these are some legendary ninjas that are Anbu, and they, as then, basically, Itachi and Shisui appear, because they sensed all the killing intent that was being released. As they say, yes, the youngest people to become Anbus. As Sasuke says, "Whoa, big bro," and Shisui, "I didn't know you guys were here." As Itachi and Shisui say, "We sense killing intent, but we overheard the conversation a little bit." So those two are, that's the demon of demons, the boy, and the girl, the water goddess. As Sasuke goes, "Do you know who they are?" I mean, as Itachi laughs and says, "I know them, but I don't know what they looked like. Now I do." It's crazy. They're only 13 years old, and they're already higher ranked ninjas than us. As Sasuke laughs and says, "There's no way." As Itachi says, "They're stronger than us, because they became an Anbu at 10 years old." "Sasuke, do you know what age I became an Anbu?" As he says, like 13 or 14. As Itachi says, "Precisely. They became it at 10. So just imagine how strong they are." And I don't know what they meant by 9 and 7, but as I look at Gaara, as Gaara's just petrified and just terrified because of Naruto. And he's kind of scared of Fu a little bit because of her power. As Itachi says, "Be careful around them. They're strong." And Shisui says the same. As then Sasuke says, "Okay." As now we're going to skip into it. So now they're walking into the thing. As the Leaf Gaining are following them as well into the first part of their tuning exams. And they get into it. As all of a sudden, so they're walking by. And then there's these three Genin. One with bushy brows. One with long hair. And one with buns. Buns in their hair are in buns. Yes. Tenten, Neji, and Rock Lee, okay? As they see him, as Rock Lee sees Sasuke, as he says, "Sasuke Uchiha, I challenge you to a fight. Because you are the brother of the legendary Itachi Uchiha. If I defeat you, I will become stronger." I'm sorry, I had to do it. Anyway, basically, they go, and Naruto was amused because he wanted to see what they had, because he didn't get to see much at the bridge fight since they're kind of useless at the fight. Anyway, let's get to it. As then Naruto just looks at Rock Lee and Sasuke within 2 seconds of their fighting. Naruto says, "Well, this fight is useless or pointless." God dang it. Okay, whatever, I guess I'm not drinking anything yet. Anyway. Well, this fight's pointless as he starts walking away. As Fu says, "Yup." As Rhea says, "What? What do you mean?" As Haku says, "The green, spandex guy is obviously gonna win. He's stronger." As he starts walking, as Sakura says, as she heard this, she says, "You don't know Sasuke. He's strong. He's the strongest here." As Naruto laughs, says, "Yeah, whatever makes you sleep better at night." As they keep walking. As then, basically, then all of a sudden, Rock Lee just primary lotuses Sasuke into the ground and yeet, wins, okay? So, now we get into it. So Naruto does the first part of the tuning exams. So basically, I'm gonna say Naruto is gonna be doing the tuning the first half by himself technically, because there can only be 3 people in a team, and I'm not gonna make it 4. So the way this is gonna work, Fu. Well, I'm gonna make a 2-man team. Yeah, let's do that. So it's gonna be Naruto and Fu and Haku and Rias are gonna be, but they can help each other obviously. But that they're going in as 2-man teams since they can't have a 4-person team, and they are allowed to do that because they're strong as heck. So yeah, and it's a what if. So yes. Anyway, so they go as they do the written portion as they pass, obviously, and Naruto basically beats Itachi Uchiha's record. As Naruto is still wearing a mask, or he put his mask and cloak on, like, before he did any of that stuff. So, yes. As then Naruto, Fu, and Haku and them, and so does Rias, they sense something coming out the window as they look at the window. As Ikubi says, like, what are you looking at? And all of a sudden, a brick goes to the window. As then they say, oh. As Ikubi says, oh, these people sense this. They sense Anko. Zonko just appeared. As she says, come follow me, you maggots, to the second part of the tuning exams. Or to the next part of the tuning exams. As then Naruto yawns. As then Anko throws a kunai at Naruto. As Naruto just moves his head barely. And it just goes against the wall. Or moves his head barely and catches it. And is just twirling it around his fingers. As he says, it's not nice to interrupt people. As Anko says, why are you wearing a mask? Are you scared to hide your face? As Naruto says, sure, you could say that. But, like I said, it's not nice to attack people without warning. As he throws a kunai back faster than, or with like wind chakra towards her, as it just cuts her cheek, as she says, oh, this kid's fast. As then they go into the next part, as now they go into the forest of death. Now Naruto, Haku, and Fu are just going in, and Naruto and Fu basically announce that they have a heaven scroll, as they say, come fight us, if you dare. As everybody's just like, those people are not the brightest. They even showed what kind of scroll they have. They're not smart. As Haku and Rias just shake their head, they're like, I mean, they are strong enough to take them, so, I mean, I guess do what you gotta do. As they go, Naruto and Fu basically find people with the scroll they need, because a lot of people basically came to find them, so they basically got multiple scrolls. They have 2 heaven and 2 earth, besides the one they had. So they basically, well, I guess they have 3 heaven, okay? So they have 3 heaven and 2 earth. As then they meet up with Haku and Rias, as they say, hey, did you get a scroll? Or they say, we got 2 earth, so Fu and Naruto say, well, we got 3 heavens, so do you need one? You want it? As they're like, sure. So they give it to him. As they start heading to the thing. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking in my head. As then they're like, let's go to the tower. As they got there, right before Gar, as they walk in, and then all of a sudden Gar's team walks in. As Gar's team is just shocked, they're like, how did they beat us? As then the Jonin people, or Jonins, show up. As I'm gonna say, Ryu and Zabuza. Ryu appears for Naruto and Fu, and Zabuza, because why not, appears for Haku and Rias. As they say, very great job, guys. We are proud of you. You guys did this in a quick time. Zabuza says, good job. As Naruto says, hey Zabuza, can we spar really quick with, can we work on some sword techniques since we have 4 days to work, or to basically relax? As Zabuza says, fine, for the next 3 days we could train, but, on the 4th day, you relax. You need a break. As Naruto and Fu and them, they shake their head, yes. As Naruto basically works with Zabuza on his sword technique, trying to make it better. And try to perfect it even more than what it was. As then Ryu basically takes the other 3 to work on some other techniques. As Fu is actually trying to work on using her bugs. Like trying to use her poisonous bugs and so on, more tactical and so on, because she didn't know how quite to use it. As Naruto is actually quite learning his Gekigen, well, technically a power that he's got from the Nine Tails, which is a flame. It can change. So there's orange and there's white. I think I believe. Anyway, Naruto, during his sword training, he was actually trying to imbue the flames onto his sword, which his sword, since it's an Uzumaki blade and it was his mother's blade, that this blade can handle almost anything. So Naruto's flames does not burn the sword. As he's fighting against Zabuza, Zabuza says, this is amazing. How are you able to do that with your flames onto your sword? As Naruto says, well, I mean, you can imbue almost any chakra nature into your sword, but these flames are just stronger just in general due to my friend inside me. As Zabuza says, oh, I see. I understand. As then we cut to Fu. As Fu is fighting Ryu. As Ryu and them are doing it. As he's fighting Fu. As Fu's using her water style. Waddle. Yeah, water style. I can't talk. Water style. Trying to use it more tactical. I mean, she's a goddess of water, but still, hey. As then she actually, basically Ryu tries to do a slash down onto Fu, as basically Fu disappears in bugs, and it just swarms Ryu. As then Ryu feels numb as he says, what? As Fu just appears behind him in bugs and says, I win. Because these bugs that you shouldn't have allowed the bugs to get on you, because these are paralyzing toxins. So basically you just allowed me to win. As Ryu says, very good job. Do you have an antidote by any chance? As Fu says, yeah, as she heals him up. Now we get into the next part. As then we skip 4 days, basically. As then we go into the first part of the Chunin exams fighting. So, now, the first match, Naruto versus Kiba, like normal. And that's where I'm going to leave it off for now. Hope you all had a great day, or night. And, yeah. Goodbye.